Welcome back to Peak Mastery. This is the Fight Game Epicenter. I'm your host Elvis, and this December it's been just fight month. So this episode is boxing for the entire month. We're going to start with that first week. There was so much action going on. It's going to be a buffet of the meat and potatoes. It's going to be the good stuff. So here we go. First weekend. Get ready for it. We're going to cover so many fights, all the events that had happened. Let's go. So to start off the episode, it's going to be Michael Hunter versus Jerry Forrest. It's going to be a heavyweight, December 2 from the Triller event. And these are some heavyweights, some big boys. The event was to build up Michael Hunter. The guy has only one loss from Alexander Usyk. And Jerry Forrester, a game opponent, a solid heavyweight with about 26-4 record. Went all the way to the decision, and Forrester's not the most impressive. And again, Hunter, they're building up big time. But it really seemed as though it was a fight building up for Forrest, and that this guy was looking really good against the up-and-comer. And the fight was going off. It seemed like they had pills in their hands. Nobody was landing anything worth mentioning. It was actually towards the later rounds that Hunter had started slowing down. You could tell he still hasn't properly adjusted his weight. He was a cruiserweight back in the day, and he was slowing down. He was getting hit easily. Jerry Forrest capitalized on it. He had the better gas tank. He had more of the power. It went to decision, and they gave it a majority draw. The fight was just not that eventful. It really made Jerry look better, and it made Michael not look so promising. They're talking about a rematch or whatnot. Nobody wants it. And on to our next fight, and this one's going to be the exciting one. I promise you. It's going to be Isaac Lowe versus Lopez. This is going to be a featherweight title eliminator. It took place in London. Now, this was a matchup to watch. This was everything was cracked up to be, and I don't feel like it got enough attention. Fight starts off round 1 and 2. Isaac gets put on his butt each round, but the thing is, he's still there. He's still intense. He's still put on a show, and I love this type of dynamic where you have the aggressor in Isaac, and then you have the stinging counterpuncher in Lewis. And for that middle portion of the fight, you see that Isaac is bringing in that pressure, bringing in that barrage. That's the only way he was able to pull off a win if he would have. And we have Isaac here, just calm, cool, collective, picking his shots, getting in when he can. And, Isaac was frustrating him. He was putting it on, hanging on to him a little bit, doing a little bit of dirty boxing. Here comes that 7th round. And for the 3rd time, Lewis goes in there for that body shot. Puts him down. The ref counts it off to 10. It's over. That was so much fun. I loved it. And the winner is Lopez. There we go. For the next headliner, it's going to be Lejarraga from Spain and Flatley from the UK. This is thanks to DAZN, and it took place on December 3rd. Let me just start off with the fight. Of course, it was awesome. I loved every moment of it. We were in Bilbao, Spain. This is Lejarraga's backyard, and it would clearly show. So the atmosphere was just overwhelming. And Flatley, hats off to him. The fight starts off. They're chanting that atmosphere. You can just feel Flatley was just overwhelmed by it. That pressure really was kicking in, and there was a clear difference in size. Flatley taller, 6 foot, and then you have Lejarraga at 5'9", but the build, the overwhelming presence was there. Lejarraga was strong. Every time he hit him, it really looked like it was affecting Flatley. Flatley, the man, I just loved heart. I just loved it. He truly looked like he belonged there. He was stayed in a game. The fight opens up. He gets knocked down in the early part of the fight, and throughout the event, you just seeing Flatley truly kind of just losing from that strong pressure and presence and punch power that Lejarraga had. Then towards the later rounds, And towards by the 8th round, he gets knocked down, gets back up, beats the count, and then here comes Lejarraga to close it right there. Boom, with that overhand. Whew, it was so painful, but it was incredible. It was a fun fight. I loved Hart. Flatley, good man. He went down out cold. Lejarraga for the win in Spain. That was so much fun. And for our next star-studded event, it's going to be Devin Haney versus Jojo Diaz from in the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas. So in the Haney versus Diaz fight, it kind of came out to the unanimous decision. Unfortunately, it's what it is. It was fun. It had its moments. It's you know, you have the young lion in Haney at 23. You have in his prime years Jojo, you know, with coming in with one loss. These boys are, you know, they're coming to get it, and Jojo has that style of kind of pressure fighter, old school Mexican style, where they go in and they just love to bang it out in there. I just think of like Eric Morales and all those greats from that time. And then, but Devin is a taller guy, so he's kind of, the whole time he wants no part in that. He's keeping that distance, but he is still engaging him. Jojo, every time he did get in there, he did put in some work. He did land some hard shots. You know, he got a couple rounds out of the 12, but it did go to decision. Unanimous. Devin got it. Also, I thought I'd sprinkle in a little bit of extra. And that night we had super cutie, a super vicious champ in Jessica McCaskill. Just defeated, knocked out Miss Candy Wyatt from Canada. She kind of was clearly winning. The referee stepped in. It was just no need to kind of add any more pain because or damage in the long run. Just it got ugly fast. And so Jessica McCaskill. Okay, and here we go for the next fight. Now this is going to be for the big boys, the light heavyweights, in Lyndon Arthur and Anthony Yarde. And these are two British light heavyweight fighters that had fought previous, and it was a really good competitive fight in that first one initially, but Yarde came in with intensity. He had something to prove on this one. Arthur came in there and he was holding his own, truly keeping that distance and looking good, looking strong, holding his own. But really, in those several rounds, that exchange was even. And Yarde, just that intensity. He just, every time there was an exchange, he just was just a hair above better. Again, the tenacity, the intensity, it really showed. And you couldn't really tell the difference as to who won every round. It was really close. You just felt a little bit more for Yarde, was kind of stealing around just a bit. And then here comes that fourth. It was a hard body shot from one of the exchanges. Arthur starts running back. Yarde just pounces on him, unloads, and then, you know, catches him in one shot that puts him down. The ref comes in, starts counting it down, and waves it off. The fight's over. And for the last fight for the weekend, it's going to be Gervonta Davis and Isaac Cruz. And this is for the lightweight title. This took place in the Staples Center in California. You know, Gervonta being top dog, undefeated. You have Cruz, you know, young up-and-comer, really strong, looked really good in all of his professional fights before. So the test is tonight. Just a little spoiler alert, unanimous decision. It went to Gervonta Davis over Isaac Cruz. And it was cat and mouse. It was Cruz the whole time from round 1 to the 12th. Chasing down Gervonta kind of doing his dance, being smooth, getting out of there, picking his shots when he felt like it. It was only really when he started to put on that pressure was around that 10th round to 12 where he started trying to get in the mix. But he wanted nothing to do with Cruz's power because, you know, he's known to kind of be in the pocket and unload himself and, you know, take a punch to knock the man out. But in this case, he knew that wasn't going to happen. Cruz, very strong, very sturdy. You know how Mexican boxers are. They're truly so durable. And so that's what it went down to, the decision. They gave it to Davis. Undefeated, the man is still, you know, looking really good. Did he perform tonight? I felt like he clocked in and beat a top 10, It's something incredible to see what happens with him from here on in the future. So that completes our first boxing event coverage of the weekend. And hope you liked, hope you loved. Do comment, see if there's anything else that you'd like me to get into. I have a lot more in the pipeline that's coming. I'm actually going to do because December was a star-studded, event-filled month, and I'm going to be showing you the following week full of boxing and other MMA moments. So please tune in. This is Peak Mastery, the fight game epicenter. I'm your host, Elvis. I'll see you soon. Thanks for stopping by. Please do a thumb up, a share, a comment. I'd appreciate that. Let me know what else you'd like. What should I work on? Give me the heads up. Thank you.